So what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Glory Talks with Amber J. I just wanted to hop on here really quick and just give someone a word of encouragement. Whoever this word is for, you're definitely believing for your kingdom marriage. You're standing, you're standing in faith for your kingdom marriage to come about. But also you firmly believe that God has promised you that it will be a quick deal, as if, you won't be engaged that long. Like, it's just going to be very quick. And you really don't see how that's a possibility right now, because you and your person, you guys may be in separation right now. And it's just kind of like, I believe you, God, but I just don't see it happening. Let me give you a little bit of a testimony behind that. Now, this is a huge disclaimer, okay? Look, this was my life, my story, and my journey, okay? You have your own. You have your own salvation to work out. You have your own everything to work out. Okay? Like, let me just go off on a small tangent a little bit. Okay? Be very careful when you say things like, I'm believing for my Boaz. You don't want Boaz. I know this is going to sound shocking, but you don't want Boaz. You want your person in their best form. Boaz was probably twice Ruth's age, and Ruth was about 40 when she got married to Boaz. And according to records, he died the next day. You don't want that story, so don't adopt it. You can be inspired by their story, but understand you still have to work out your own love story and your own godly marriage. Don't gravitate towards another person's life so much that you want to mimic it and mock it. No, God is too big for that. He can give you your own great story, okay? So, like I stated before, there's some things you get inspired by. I like listening to Heart of Ruth. She says, eat the meat and spit out the bone. That's definitely what you want to do here, okay? Definitely what you want to do here. So that's a small tangent, okay? I know it's going to be a little bit of a shocker, but it's all truth, okay? You got your own great love story. You only get inspired by someone else's, okay? But anyway, going back to the testimony. So when I was in like high school, like late high school, I wouldn't say my senior year, definitely my senior year, I began to rebel against God. I'm not going to go into that too much, but I began to rebel against God. I knew right from wrong. I had a relationship with God, and, it was holy fellowship. I believed in all things holy. I grew up under a Pentecostal grandmother. Like, I just believed in sanctification. But in 12th grade, I just began to rebel. Freshman year of college, I found myself pregnant, and I was just completely devastated. I felt like my world was over. I was working and going to school, and I was overly exhausted, stressed, you name it. I began to get close again with God. God, he forgave me. He poured so much love on me. I mean, forgiveness was even a question. It was literally like the prodigal son. And I think I stated that in one of my previous videos, that I was prodigal at a moment and God just welcomed me back in. I mean, no questions asked, just threw his loving arms around me. And I remember still being so exhausted, and I needed an answer and a solution. And I remember I didn't want my unborn son to be born in the conditions that I was born in. I wanted something better for him. So I remember at that particular time, and I'm not trying to say that you have to do this. I sowed a seed to my local church, to the church that I was going to. And I was very intentional with this seed. I really didn't know anything about sowing seeds or anything like that. But I just knew I wanted to show God how serious I was. Like, God, I need a shift. I need a change. So I sowed a seed, and I asked God specifically, I said, God, I want to be married because I want to do things right under you. And I said, number 2, allow my then boyfriend, who's my ex-husband now, to find a job to where we could get married and he can take care of us. I don't know how long it was. It was within a matter of a few months, it was a very short time frame. My then boyfriend, he comes to me and he said, hey, I'm joining the Navy. And I was like, okay, good. And he was like, y'all can come along if y'all want. You know, he was just talking like that. And I was like, okay, you know, like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, what does that mean? He said, well, we can get married if you want. I mean, literally, and for him to be that bold, for him to, you know, I hate to, you know, we were young, you know, but he was a mama's boy, a big time mama's boy. So for him to make that bold of a declaration and that bold of a move was definitely a God move. It was definitely God working on his heart. And the Bible says this, that God has the power to harden and soften hearts. The Bible also says that the king's heart is in the Lord's hands. I'm going to drop those scriptures down below. The Bible says that the king's heart is in the Lord's hands. So don't look at the person to say, oh, well, that don't seem like that. That don't seem like that character. If God has given you this promise, it's going to happen. Okay. So I stated before, I just wanted to throw out my testimony just a little bit. And so you guys can have something to grasp and be inspired by and believe for. It's kind of like a blueprint, but you do your own building. You let God do your own building. Okay. You got your own story to work out, right? And you just keep believing God for what your story entails and what it's going to look like. I just came here to give you guys a word of encouragement, just in case someone told you that it couldn't happen. I know that you see these people on Instagram. I met it after 20 days and been married 18 years. Da, da, da. I wanted to be a voice as well to let you know that it can happen. Don't worry about the after details of what happened between me and my ex-husband. That's for him to work out with the Lord. But as for what I prayed for and what I believe for, God did it. You guys have a great day. Be blessed.